Prince William has unveiled ambitious plans to end homelessness in Britain as he announced his new Homewards programme, which aims to put 6 pilot locations on a path to ending homelessness within 5 years.
What does home mean to you? I don't believe it needs to be this way.
I'm pleased to stand here today at the start of our path to ending homelessness. Over the next 5 years, we have a unique opportunity to develop innovative new solutions and scale their tangible impact. This will inspire belief throughout the UK and beyond that homelessness can be ended for good.
After being introduced to the plight of the homeless by his late mother Diana, Wills has kept the cause close to his heart, while younger brother Prince Harry has been spotted serving himself in recent times, seeming to forget his own statement made after running away to the States, which promised we can all live a life of service. Service is universal. So, very simple question for you tonight. As the future king launches this major homelessness project while his brother's Hollywood career flops, who's actually doing more for public service, William or Harry? Well, let's debate this now. I'm joined by US-based political commentator Nile Gardiner of the Heritage Foundation, top reporter, scoop breaker on royal matters at the Spectator Kara Kennedy, and host of the Headley highlight show, Denise Headley. So, Nile Gardiner, who do you reckon? Who's doing more for public service, Harry or William? Because Harry spoke a really good game, didn't he, before he left for the US?
Well, Dan, thanks very much for having me on the show tonight. And, you know, without a doubt, I think that Prince William exemplifies a true heart of service here. And the work he's doing with regard to eradicating homelessness, I think, is hugely admirable. It speaks great volumes about his character and his tremendous work ethic as well, and his sense of service to his country, to the Crown, and to the British people. In contrast, I think with Prince Harry just exemplifies narcissism, selfishness. It's all about Harry and Meghan for Prince Harry. Harry's into serving himself rather than serving the Crown or serving some higher purpose here. And there is a huge contrast between Prince William, an immensely humble individual with a true heart, I think, of selflessness, and Prince Harry with his vanity and narcissism. And it's a tragedy. I'm watching the decline and fall of Prince Harry. Really is absolutely stunning, and such a contrast with the tremendous heart of service and the tremendous spirit that Prince William has.
Denise Headley, you disagree though. You think Harry is doing more for public service than William?
I think it's important to, one, not necessarily view the contributions as a competition. William is a working royal, and his main function is charitable work. So, of course, he's going to be doing particular types of work. And in relation to the programme, I think it's a bit light on the detail. In terms of a gesture as addressing housing, it's an important thing to do. But I would be very keen to see what the role is going to be for planning. Is it going to be expedited? And what it's going to be in terms of affordable homes? Because that is the real key. And the Prince really has significant sums of money and significant lands. He could eradicate housing out of his own personal pocket if he chose to. However, he's going along this route. So I think we need to look at it on its merit.
OK, so you've got question marks about the William Homelessness Project, which I think is fair enough. What has Harry done to contribute to public service, Denise, over the past 3 years?
I think you need to look at the role of the Archwell Foundation, the things that they have been addressing in terms of misinformation, in terms of diversity, in terms of the work that he does with the Invictus program, supporting veterans and mental health. So if we're going to look at him outside of the working royal function as a person who is actually addressing concerns of a social nature, I think him and his wife have been exemplary, in my opinion.
OK, Kara Kennedy, where do you stand?
I mean, if it's a competition between Harry and William in terms of their charity endeavours, you've got to say that Harry's the loser. I've been following Archwell since its inception in 2020, and to be honest, Dan, I'm still pretty perplexed on what it is and what it does. They've raised 13 million. They've given away 3 million. Who knows what the rest of the money is doing? But I will say that with Homewards, you said it was ambitious. Ambitious is, to say the least of it. William uses very hyperbolic language in the video. He says it's possible to end homelessness here, not only end it, but within 5 years. I mean, he's opened himself up to a lot of scrutiny here, and it will mean him wading in on heavily political issues, not only the causes of homelessness, which is people failed by mental health services, women escaping violence, etc., but the solutions are very polarising policy areas such as housing reform, which is such a big issue in this country, especially in London. So it will be interesting to see the solutions that he comes up with.
Yeah. Oh yes, come on, Denise.
If you're questioning the what happened to the Archwell Foundation funds, you could avail yourself of the accounts. So that, to suggest somehow there's some sort of issue there, I think that was grossly unfair and a bit of a cheap shot on your part.
Well, they haven't done much, Denise. Denise, let's be honest. Come on.
No, but
they've spent the past 3 years lining their own pockets, right, to pay for a big mansion in Montecito.
Address that.
OK, no, fair enough. You've addressed it, and I think that's important. But I would say, Denise, they have spent the bulk of the past 3 years attempting to line their pockets. They're all about the greenback. They're all about the moolah for themselves.
And if you look at how much money is actually being given in the Cornwall estate, the Duchy of Cornwall estate, that grossly takes over from what Harry and Meghan have done, and that's actually. A lot of that comes from the public purse and the sovereign grant. So you're not making a comparison with like.
OK, fair enough. Nile Gardiner, can you weigh in on a couple of these points? Because isn't Kara fair to say this is risky territory for William? I mean, look, it's bold, it's risky, it's audacious. But Niall, could you not argue this was maybe the sort of project that actually Harry could have taken on in his role outside of the royal family? Is it not risky for William, as the heir to the throne, the next in line to the throne, to be involving himself in issues which are so clearly political? I mean, that's made clear by the fact that he's met, for example, the Housing Secretary to discuss this and the Leader of the Opposition.
Well, I would say I think William is a good-hearted person here. Clearly, this is ambitious, this is bold, but this project is a worthy project. It is worthy of a future king, and I think there's a huge difference in character between William and Harry. And I think that William really is dedicating his life to serving the British people, and that is admirable. In contrast, Harry is all about profit, basically, for himself and for Meghan. And there's a fundamental difference in character between William and Harry. And so we should admire, I think, what William is trying to achieve here. And in sharp contrast, I think Harry's path that he has taken is immensely destructive, self-serving, and ultimately, I think, hugely counterproductive. OK, great debate. Nile Gardiner, Kara Kennedy, Denise Headley. We'll speak to you all soon.